The integral of sine to the fifth x dx. So, kani siya tanawon, ang pag-rewrite ani will now be sine squared squared. Notice, sine squared squared. Diba, sine squared squared will give you sine to the fourth. Plus na isa ka sine x, that will give you sine to the fifth na. Remember, we are on techniques. So, this is a technique of trying to sine to the fifth. Wala man tay diretso na formula para ani. Ang naalang tay formula kay integral of sine, diba? Plus your integral of cosine. And then, plus na atay property na as of now, katong inyong integration by parts. Okay? So, from here, your sine to the fifth can be rewritten as sine squared x, the quantity squared. But what is sine squared x? Gamitin uli yung formula ninyo. Ang inyong sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. So, your sine squared x can now be rewritten as, again, sine squared x equals 1 minus cosine squared x. So, muna siya ngayon yung sine squared x was written as 1 minus cosine squared x. Times, napa meron siya square di sa gawas. So, ngayon square din sa gawas. Sine x. Kani makaw pa ni. As 1 minus cosine squared x, the quantity square, will give you 1 minus 2 cosine squared x plus cosine to the fourth x. I will not show that anymore, ha? Kung man na, bali ang ibuhat anak kay special product formula. That's the square of that is 1, 2 cosine squared x plus is 1 cosine to the fourth x. So, kung diligid mo satisfied, pwede nyo multiply by itself twice, na? Sine x dx. Then, so sine to the fifth x is now equal to, tagsa-tagsaon na rin kaya, madistribute naman ni 1, madistribute ni kani 1 times sine x dx minus 2 cosine squared x dx plus cosine to the fourth x times sine x sa integrate yan. Yun yun, no? Kani cosine to the fourth x dx. Kani, kana. Then integrate sine x dx. Kabalong mag-integrate sa sine. Again, sa itong formula, integral of sine is negative cosine. So, kani, negative cosine. So, na. How about this? 2 cosine squared x sine x dx. So, again, sa buhaton, ang u nato diri kay ang cosine x. So, you will have u squared x sine x. So, you have u squared du. But what is u squared du? So, integrate na po na, that will become, na may 2 daan diri. So, diba, 2 plus 1. So, you have 3. U cube. So, u cube. Du. Minus, kani is cosine to the fourth. Ako, isulat para makuha ninyo. If we let u, naman diri, if we let u be equal to cosine x, para hani ha, kani siya. Kana. U equals cosine x. Then, ang inyuhang du kay derivative of cosine, DCNS. Derivative, kung naamoy, u is u squared du, that means to say, ang u nato kay cosine squared x, then ang du dapat nato kay negative sine x dx. So, pag-replace ani diri, kay negative manidaan diri, so the negative of negative, that's why you have a plus. Then kani kay plus mani, plus, so we have a minus. Ako ha? So, muna siyang difference din. If you have u squared, pag u squared, di ba, integral ana, kami mo siyang u cube over 3. Then, pag ang isa kay u to the fourth man, so you have u to the fourth, may mo siyang u to the fifth plus c. But then, kani nga nung na 2/3 man ni, because na ito daan sa gawas. Then, kani 1/5 muna. 1/5 na kayo. Wala man ni sa gawas. That's why you have negative cosine x plus 2/3 cosine cube x minus 1/5 cosine to the fifth x plus c. And you have that answer. Okay? Next, na case 2, sine n u du and integral of cosine n u du where n is an even integer. The method used in case 1 does not work in this case. So, pag even na, dili na pwede gamiton ang katong gamit nato na cosine, katong formula cosine. To rewrite your sine squared x as another equation, difference nila sa formula, pag sine squared, minus. Pag cosine squared, plus. So again, the mnemonic device that you can make use of is pag n gani, sine, negative. So ang isa, positive na yun sa cosine. Okay? So yun lang yung device, yun lang yung mnemonic device na i-recall. Tapos karon siya sa gamiton, when n is an even integer this time. So when n is an even integer. To say, kaning na diri, kani, even na. Even na diri. Even. So pag even, then you have to make use of these two formulas. Hindi na pwede katong pag-write that. So let's take the following example. You have sine squared x dx. Kani ang pinakasimple kay 2 lang. Diba katong sobra ito ganina? Integral of sine cube ba yan? Okay. Sine cube. So kung namoy sine cube x dx, you cannot make use of this method. Hindi pwede nga kaning formula. Pag sine kaning sine squared x dx, so ang pwede gamitin ani kay kung naa mo integral sa sine to the fourth x dx pwede. Ang sine to the fourth, i-square lang na siya balik. Sine squared x, then square na po. Then kani siya, you will have, what are you going to do? I-square na po din siya. Square na po ng entire thing. Okay. So integral of 1 minus cosine 2x over 2 dx. Then 1/2 x, iba kani 1/2 x, integral niyan. Then integral ani, cosine 2x over 2 is, diba, integral sa cosine, kabalo naman sa integral sa cosine. Again, sa atong basis is easy. Integral of sine is negative cosine. So integral of cosine is positive sine. Pero negative man ni daan diri, so that's why we have negative. Then 1/4, because we have 2 here na daan, so you will have 1/4, then 2 pa po sa ubos, so ay 1/2, then ano po kay 2, so you will have 1/4. Sine of 2x plus c. Why we have sine of 2x here? Ang dio, di ba, na ay 2 dx. Okay, so you have that one. I hope makasunod pa mo kay kaninga part case 2. Very basic ni nga mga example. Okay. Case 3. So the other case is sine to the nx cosine to the mx dx, where at least one of the exponents is odd. So murag pare-pareho nito siya katong ganina, katong sa first case. Okay. Kay ang uban nga ang ilang ginabot kay gina-combine yung mga cases. Pero isa-isa lang nato kay para masayon sa sabtan. So again, basta gani one of the exponent is odd. Then katong add ang iyang exponent, ibungkagon siya nga isa ka even, so 9 squared. Then katong iyang partner ibutang diri. So 2, then 1, so you have 3 now. So kating squared, mo na siyang himuon dayon katong formula nga first na gigamit nato. Okay. So tandaan ninyo is kung ang exponent is even or at least 1 is at kung doble. So again, basic na yan pag-derive diha. So cosine to the fourth x dx. This one, notice na even siya. So kung even, ang saan gamiton? Katong 1 plus cosine of 2x squared. Ngayon akong sulti ganina pag square, sine lang yung ginamit, no? So pag sine, i-square lang siya bali. And then the rest, inyuhan ng, I hope, kabalo na aning mga ingon, mga simple na dayon. Ang technique lang is you have to be able to distinguish kung asa ang gamiton, kung kaning 1 plus cosine 2x over 2 or katong sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared x or cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared x. So, kung sa siya gamiton, pag even siya, kaning half angle, pag add siya, katong inyuhang 9 plus 1, cosine squared x plus sine squared x plus 1. So, case 4 is a combination again of kaning, where both m and n are even naman. So, gamito na po balik ang katong formula para sa even. Okay, so this is an illustration. So, hindi na ako isa-isahon ha. Hindi na lang i-check ang mga values kung giyon sa pagano. Kaya ang technique man ang importante dire. So, example 6 is, siya ng formula. Sin x cosine x is equal to 1/2 sine of 2x. Igamitan ni og sine A cosine B, which is sine A minus B plus 1/2 of sine A plus B. So notice now you have your sine 3x cosine 2x. So 1/2 of sine x plus 1/2 of sine of 5x. Okay. So kung dili pa mo familiar sa mga formulas, then the formulas are written here so that you can again try to memorize and familiarize yourselves. Integral of second squared is tangent u. Integral of sine, dapat at least yung mga basic memorize niyo ha. Integral ng du over u is equal to ln b. Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano pa mo?
Yes, ma'am.
Kasi nakatulog na mo ha. Kasi nakatulog na mo kay lisod-lisod mga part. Okay. Kaniya mga formula, oops, sorry. Kaniya mga formula kinahanglan niyo memorize. Duga naman ako siguro nga ako na-post ng uban. Sine inverse of u. Okay. So kanila I would like to again emphasize this. Kanina formula, uy. Sine inverse of u is u over a plus the integral of du over square to a squared minus u squared is sine inverse of u over a plus c. Integral of du over a squared plus u squared is 1 over a tangent inverse of u over a plus c. Integral of du is u. Du over u squared of b squared minus a squared is 1 over a second inverse of u over a plus c. Dapat ang a is greater than 0. Okay. First part pa lang, 29. Mahaba, no? Let's see. Tingnan natin ang part 2. So, I'll end muna dito. Again, mag-stop muna tayo mag-record para